I was pulling into this driveway and the tank is so heavy. I kind of just turned coming from this way and came in here, and the tank just pushed it and it jackknifed pretty hard. You can see there the wheels pressed in pretty freaking hard over there. The rim still looks fine, but the tires pressed in super hard. If we're lucky, that wheel missed everything that's important right there on the tank, and hopefully nothing bent. This tractor is pretty small for this wagon as it is, and this is what you're gonna end up with. So my dad, he's coming with the wheel loader, and I think we're gonna try and chain it up somewhere on the back of the wagon there. It's full right now, so we're gonna try and pull it backwards, pull it out of this driveway, and hopefully that'll pull it straight, and then I'll straighten out and we'll see if it damaged anything. Hopefully not, but we'll see how it goes. So a little update, we tried giving her a tug there. That's the first tow strap. That's why we use straps instead of chains. If that was a chain and it snapped, you know, a heck of a lot more could have broken there. Would have smashed up the loader and the back of that tank. Now everything's fine, and it's also a heck of a lot safer. But we're gonna go back now. We got some way bigger straps we're gonna pick up, and he's gonna come back here and hopefully we can get out of this mess. We got it pulled back there. We checked the tractor and the wagon. It doesn't look like anything's broken, but we're gonna try and run it out now, and we'll be able to see if that PTO is bent at all. It's gonna start vibrating like crazy if it is, and yeah, the only way to tell if anything really is broken is to dump this load that's in there. So we're gonna give it a go now. Got this thing dirty with a bit of rubber, but for the rest she's mint. So got super lucky there. Screw ups like that can get real expensive real quick. Nothing broke, so we got, you know, incredibly lucky. I should have been driving slower. That drive in there also just got discs, so the ground was super soft and super loose, and it was really easy for these back tires on this tractor to just break loose and start sliding. So just got to be careful or drive a bit slower maybe, and watch out a bit better. But hopefully we can get this lagoon emptied without any more crap happening like that. So day 6 or 7 here, hauling this liquid manure. Broke a shear bolt on the PTO shaft. Basically there's a bolt that goes in here. It's a safety. If the load on this PTO gets too heavy, you know, something plugs up in here or something, this is a safety and it'll break before anything else breaks. So you don't want the main joint here, or you don't want something in the tractor to break. This is just a safety bolt. So it broke out. I don't know why. Hopefully when I replace it here, it'll be back to normal. Worst case scenario, something's in that pump, plugged it up and snapped the shear bolt. I think it should be fine though, because for the most part here I can just spin it by hand. Just in the shop here we have a ton of spare bolts and everything. Let's break shorter. I'm just going to take the PTO off. I think it's going to be way easier to get those things lined up and get the bolts in there. So it looks like there's 2 spots for the shear bolts to go. There's one here, one here. I thought there was only one. It looks like both of them were in there though, so. It can be pretty tedious to get these bolts to line up in here. There's just a slot. You gotta drop that nut in there and then line the bolts up with it. But we got the first one started here, and then we're gonna spin it over and do this one, and then we'll get them tightened down. Should be good. Safety back on. Should be good to go. We are done hauling manure off the farm for the spring of 2020. I don't mind sitting on a tractor for 2 or 3 weeks straight and doing all land work and work in the fields, but it's always nice to get back to the barn and get milking again. That's one awesome thing about our farm. You can milk for 2 weeks or so in the summer, and then you know you might be silaging or baling or hauling manure or doing other jobs out in the field, and switching back between the two really keeps things fresh and you don't really get tired of any of them. This is what the pit looks like. No, it's not completely empty. There's quite a bit of manure left in the pit. It's all solid manure, and it's mostly because we have sand bedding. The sand is super heavy and it just sinks to the bottom, and we can't get it suspended in the liquid manure. Last fall, we actually went in there and scooped it all out, but this spring we pumped out enough so that we'll make it to this fall, and hopefully this fall we'll be able to get a Noon lagoon crawler or something like that. Something that floats around the entire pit there, agitates it all up, and then we'll be able to pump it all out for the winter time. So now that we're done pumping all that manure, we're gonna go and clean everything up. Yeah, that ain't right. I think something's stuck in the nozzle there. That's better. So the tank is nice and clean now. We're gonna go park it in the shed on our other yard there, and then we're gonna take the tractor back here, wash that thing off. That looks pretty good. Start getting this thing unhooked. We got everything unhooked here except for the pin, which I'm really struggling to get out here. The pin was quite a bit smaller than the holes on the hitch here, so we put some spacers in there and they're kind of wedged in there. I'm having a really hard time getting this pin out. Since we're at the other yard, we don't have tools here except for this bucket of random stuff, so I got this and I've been trying to hammer it out from underneath, but it hasn't really been working so good. So these were the spacers. One was on top, but one was on the bottom, and the pin slid through them both, and they kind of got jammed on there after a week of hauling manure. You can see this one's pretty warped on the edges. Oh, here for sure. So That's why it was so tough to get that pin out, but we got it out now. Now we're gonna go and grab that pump and the fill spout. So we're gonna grab the loader so that we can lift up the fill spout with a chain and drain all of the liquid manure out of there. This thing's turned for a quick rinse. I am incredibly happy that we're done with hauling manure for the spring here. It took about 2.5 weeks to do everything on our farm, the solid manure from the corrals and that lagoon there. And yeah, I'm glad to be done. That's gonna be it for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons down below. Check out the Instagram @SaskDutchKid, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.